Hello, good afternoon. I am making our chop for the next couple of months, and I wanted to give you a couple of tips on things that I do to make the process easier. This is a short video, but hopefully it will be helpful for those of you who do this too and find their kitchen destroyed and the process takes like hours and hours and hours instead of just a few hours. Yeah, so here's the first thing that I do. I have a food processor. I have a multiple size food processors if you're only making chop for one bird. This one's a great one too. I think it was like $5. That's just a KitchenAid, and then my other one is also a KitchenAid. I have a helper over here. When you cut your vegetables into smaller sizes and chop them up in here, it makes it so much easier. Can you close that, please? Thank you. It makes it so much easier for your birds to eat it without picking out specifically what they'd like, and it blends the food really nicely. This is a head of cauliflower, and it's mushed into very small bits that make it harder for your bird to be picky about what you're feeding them. Okay, hold on. Most of these recipes call for different beans and not canned beans because the majority of time those are salted, and you're actually losing nutritional value when you use any canned product. Instead of buying dried beans and soaking them and doing this whole process, I actually use my Instant Pot. I don't know who of you have Instant Pots. They're incredibly handy. I find myself using it more and more, and you can cook beans in here in less than an hour. In most cases, less than half an hour, depending on the type of bean that you're doing. You need to just Google the type of bean that you're making and make sure that you're adding the proper amount of water. For rice, I believe it's 1 to 1. For beans, I believe it's 3 to 1. So 3 cups of water to 1 cup of beans. The third thing that I recommend is an over the sink strainer. I rinse and clean all of my vegetables right here. Then as I'm moving the vegetables out onto the counter, onto paper towels and drying mats, I drain the beans and the pasta here to make it faster for the product to cool. I also use the lid and sometimes just put it back on the stove, but I'm telling you, this strainer is incredibly handy, and I don't think they're that expensive. I will add one to my Amazon link down below if you want to go check that out. I will add actually all these things to my Amazon link down below so you can go buy them. And the fourth thing that I recommend is a cooler. Probably don't use one that has a drain hole, but if that's all you have, use what you have available. Now, you probably don't need to use a cooler unless you're feeding big birds or multiple birds. Obviously, I have 1 big bird and a total of 4 parrots, so I need something like a giant cooler. I've already started putting everything in here. It makes it a lot easier to mix up the contents. Emma was dragging it around, so all the beans slid to one end. And then from there, I can bag it, and it keeps the birds from getting into it. Peach will like climb down into the container, and I'm just worried about her contaminating it with poop and her dirty feet. I don't mind it now and then, but I just try to minimize it, and the lid keeps her out. I'm a child. The fifth and final thing that I say might help you out, definitely helps me out, is having rubber gloves. I do use these when I'm washing my dishes. I try to use a lot of hot water and my hands will burn. However, the other reason for having these around is because when you're cutting up hot peppers, I actually put jalapenos in this recipe. The oils from the pepper can get onto your skin, and then if you touch your face or your eyes, yeah, or like anywhere else on your body, so beware of that. And these are great because I can just scrape all of the seeds out of the inside, dump them right into the trash or down the garbage disposal. You might want to wear a mask too. I actually get like crazy coughing fits because the oil gets in the air and everything. So those are the 5 things. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below just telling me what a great job I did. Thanks guys, see you next week. Okay, I lied. One last tip, I completely forgot. Put the pasta in with another vegetable when you blend it up, because the pasta usually tends to stick all to itself. I don't know if you have made this before and you're just looking for help, or you're just watching my video, because the pasta won't clump if it's in with a vegetable because of the moisture, and it'll help it just grind up naturally. Another tip on that is actually to let the pasta cool significantly, if not all the way to room temperature, before blending it up, so that it just doesn't become a big clump of like muck. and let everything cool before you add the vegetables. So the beans are cooling and the pasta is cooled, and I have all the vegetables actually in a bowl in the fridge because it takes so much time. So I actually have a total of 7 tips on this video. Stuff in the fridge, use a food processor, get a strainer, get gloves, get a cooler, and use an Instant Pot.